On a Roman ship to Africa, in what would have been the 26th year of my mother's reign, in my 16th year, 25 BCE. "Get rid of that body now, or my men will mutiny!" the captain yelled from the other side of the door. A stylus on the floor rolled with the movement of the ship. The flame from the hanging bronze lamp flickered. Still, I did not respond. "Little moon," my old nurse Zosima whispered. "Please, you must say something." No one had called me Little Moon in so long. The endearment brought a wave of sorrow and grief crashing up from my center, but I swallowed it down. I had to stay in control. "Talk to him through the door," I said, "but do not open it." The captain must have heard our murmurs. "Do you hear me?" he cried. "The longer you hide in the cabin with the body, the more my men think you practice the dark arts, that you are a sorceress like your mother. Do you understand the danger?" "Tell him we will do what he wants at sunrise," I said to Zosima, "not a moment sooner." The captain interrupted her with an explosion of rage. "If we do not act now, I will have full-out revolt. Even the slaves are refusing to man their posts." I stood up. "Tell your men," I said, calling on the voice Mother used to address crowds, "that in Egypt the spirit of a body not given the full rites is cursed to roam the place of its death for eternity, bringing misery and destruction. For their own safety, they must let me finish." No response. Romans, in general, were superstitious, but Roman sailors were the worst of all. I pinned my hopes on that. "But sunrise is yet an hour away," the captain complained. Despite my best efforts, my irritation bled through. "Surely you can control your men for 1 hour, Captain." Silence. Had I gone too far? "Do you swear to perform the rites at the first light of the sun and be done with it?" he asked, through what sounded like gritted teeth. "Can I promise my men that?" "You have my word," I said. A moment's pause, then the sound of angry, stomping feet. I breathed out. I turned to Alexandros. Surely this was all a big mistake. My twin, the sun to my moon, was merely sleeping. We always joked that he slept like the dead. But I could no longer fool myself that the grayness of his skin, the sunken hollows of his eyes, were just a trick of the light. My brother drank the poison meant for me, and now the only family I had left was gone. "I need more cloth strips," I said to Zosima. "Get me the softest linen you can find for his head. He must be comfortable." Zosima handed me a soft, worn shift. It would do. I slashed the fabric with my dagger, the one that had once been Mother's, then took it between my teeth and ripped the rest with my hands. "Please, let me rend this cloth," Zosima said. "You should not do this." With the fabric still between my teeth, I shook my head, feeling like a lioness breaking the neck of a small animal. No, I was the only one who could. There were no priests of Anubis on the Roman ship. I could not preserve my brother's body in the ancient ways, but I prayed that if I bound him well enough and sacrificed his body to Osiris and Poseidon, the gods would take pity and protect him, so that his Ka, his soul, would be reunited with him in the afterworld. So I would see him again. I cradled the back of Alexandros's head with one hand and wound the linen strips around it with the other. When I reached his eyes, I began to cry again. But I did not stop working. I kissed his cold forehead before it disappeared under the wrapping. Muffled arguing above us. Would the men revolt anyway? I looked up and saw Zosima watching me. "Where is Bucephalus?" I asked. She looked at me blankly. "His little onyx horse, the one he brought from Alexandria. Please, I do not want him to be alone." She rummaged through his things and brought it to me. A remnant from Egypt, a present from Father. I placed it on the linen between his folded arms. "To keep you company," I whispered.